Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Avis. Welcome back to an episode. In today's episode, I'm going to showcase you guys how to knife spam in knife ability test. So without further ado, let's start today's episode and let's just learn how to knife spam. Alright boys and girls, so we joined the server in knife ability test now. As you can see, we're going to stay in a private server for now. Later on, we're going to play in a regular server and then you can actually see how it will perform in actual gameplay. But for now, I'll just explain really quickly for all the players that didn't play Mad Games what knife spam actually is and what it really does. So knife spam pretty much allows you to throw your knives faster than normally, and I'll give you a quick comparison right here. So this is how it looks like when I'm not knife spamming. You can see it's actually fairly slow and it takes quite a while to actually charge the knife in some cases, and it's pretty complicated. I think I'm not the best at throwing the knives normally, but you're pretty accurate with this. And now knife spam, of course, so right here the comparison. And you can see this is actually significantly faster than just throwing the knives normally. It's a little bit inconsistent because I'm not the best at actually doing it, but it's actually pretty cool if you can pull it off, and it's pretty nice. So let me just explain you really quickly how to actually knife spam. I'll try to visualize it as best as I can. So on screen now you can see what I'm doing. So right here I'm pressing the 1 to equip the knife, of course. I throw the knife, then I press 1 again to de-equip the knife, and press 1 again to re-equip the knife. So that's pretty much what you have to do. So you throw the knife, you de-equip, re-equip, and then throw it again. And you'll have to do that really fast and time it perfectly. And well, then you knife spam. And that's pretty much all there is to knife spamming, and it works with all of the abilities. So as an example, if we're now going to use shotgun knife, I think this is one of the best ones to showcase it. Oh, that's very unfortunate, so we'll have to choose a different map and then continue this. So yeah, I'll be back in a few seconds. So there we go, we joined a different map now, as you can see, and this is how it looks like if you throw shotgun normally. You can see it's fairly slow and it takes quite a while to actually charge it. And now with knife spam, of course, we can increase the amount of knives we can actually throw out by a lot actually. You can see it's really effective and it's pretty awesome. And there's actually some knives that you can use to make the servers very laggy, which is quite unfortunate for some players. I'll actually showcase you some of these knives. So as an example, if you would be using the banhammer, or as an example the golden wrench, or I think even the normal wrench, when you use shotgun knife, you can actually make the servers quite laggy for some players, because these ones actually have physics which makes them, well, quite annoying actually. And if you knife spam and, well, have these knives with physics, of course, you can see that the server is going to get a little bit laggy after a while. And especially if you get on the classic map, the admin knife, it's going to get even laggier, which is really hilarious. And yeah, and you can see with knife spam, it's so much more faster than with just normally throwing the knives. And I guess that's a really cool thing about knife spam. And well, now you actually know how to knife spam. I'll explain it one more time. So you throw the knife, de-equip your knife, re-equip it, and then throw it again. And you just have to do this really fast and time it very well. And of course, left click in order to actually throw the knife. But yeah, you just have to get the timing right. And it might actually take you quite some time. So throw, de-equip, re-equip, and then throw again. So throw, de-equip, re-equip, and so on and so on. And you get the point most likely. And that's pretty much all you have to do for knife spamming. And I think it's a very useful thing to have in knife ability test, as well as in other games like Mad Games if it would still be around. And I'm pretty certain that a lot of the OG players from Mad Games will remember this. So yeah, if you take some time for this, you now know how to knife spam, and it can actually be very beneficial for you. And one important thing, of course, you have to put the knife to a slot that you can actually, well, reach and feel comfortable with. I'm currently using 1. I kind of feel comfortable with that one. Back in the Mad Games days, I actually used number 3 instead of number 1. But since knife ability test actually puts the knife always on number 1 as far as I'm concerned, I've just adapted 1 instead, and it still works quite well, I guess. Either way, I think now it's time to join a public server and just have some fun with knife spam. And we might actually use it with Death Beam or some other abilities, because keep in mind it actually works with every single ability. And yeah, it's going to be very helpful. So yeah, let's just switch to a public server. Alright boys and girls, so there we go, we joined the public server now, as you can see. And well, now let's just use knife spam and let's annoy some people, of course, in a public server. So let me just adjust the volume just a tiny bit. And yeah, let's just use knife spam. As you can see, it's quite effective already. So this is how it is without knife spam. You can see it's quite slow. If I would get the timing a little bit better, then it would probably be a little bit faster. But right now, without knife spam, I'm not that good actually. And yeah, let's just try that out maybe one more time. You can see it's quite slow actually. I don't really get the timing right, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, with knife spam, you can see it's a lot faster. and it's really effective. You can get people very easily, as you can see, which is quite nice. See if we can get a few more kills would be pretty awesome, but other than that, I think I've showcased most of the things that you have to know about knife spamming, and I hope that you can learn it pretty fast. It took me, I think, actually a few months back then, because I had to pretty much teach it myself and I didn't really fully understand it. But nowadays it's actually quite easy for me to perform, since I pretty much got the timing right now. But it's not going to be always beneficial for you, I think I should say it like that, and it's not always going to be 100% consistent, so please just keep that in mind. Sometimes you're just gonna, I guess, re-equip your knife and then do not equip it as fast enough so you can throw the knife, or sometimes you do not really click the left click in the right moment. There's a lot of things that you really have to time right in order to knife spam, so just keep that in mind. It's not going to be 100% consistent all the time, and you're not always going to, well, be as accurate as you would be without knife spam, of course. But you can see it's working quite well, and if you get the timing right, it can actually be very beneficial for you. You can throw a lot more knives out in the same time as you would be able to normally do, which is quite nice, I guess. And I think knife spam is really effective and quite fun for knife ability test overall, and I think it's just a very nice thing to know and be able to perform. But I hope you still enjoyed the video. I hope this was quite helpful for you, and I hope you will be able to learn knife spamming, and I think overall it's quite helpful, like I said. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.